DM Scotty's Tilescapes, the isometric terrain system. Craft them all. Wow your friend.
Hey, crafting friends, welcome to another edition of Tilescapes with DM Scotty. Good to have you. All right, today we're going to make those dungeon blocks. Number 26, I showed you what you can use the blocks for. And this video, we're actually going to make those blocks. So let's hit that table, and we'll make those blocks for pretty cheap. And you're going to love them. They're great in your games. All right, crafters, the idea is to have a 6x6x2 box, right? And I found these on eBay. Now, in truth told, they're not quite 6x6x2. They're actually a little bigger, which still works fine. It's not going to exactly line up with the tiles, but that's okay. That's fine. It really is. I've used them in plenty of situations where I didn't have a problem with this. So now, you're going to have to load, with all total, it's a little over $30 for this stuff, but you get 50 of these, so you're never going to run out of these blocks, right? So not too bad. Not too bad when you add up the cost per block, right? So now let's hit the table and start working these things, okay? So here we go. We have the box, and it folds up like this, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that kind of tab off, because I don't want it to punch through the bottom of the box and pop out. That's one thing I like about these boxes. They don't have to do that. Okay, now I'm going to fold the box up. I'm going to use white glue to give myself more time, working time. If I use hot glue, it'd be quicker, but I wouldn't have as much working time, right? So I'm going to kind of fold those edges over and then add my white glue. And you want to hold this thing so it's square, right? You want to fiddle with it and fudge with it till you get it square. Okay, there we go. Now it's holding. Nice. Okay, check everything's square. Now I'm just going to use a paper towel roll and kind of squish it down so it makes it easier to mark. Then I'm going to use my pen and mark it. Okay, I'll just cut it to length. Do it a couple times. I need 2 of these. And then I'm going to pop it out again and actually glue it into the box. Okay. And then just fill these with paper towels, right? This is going to give strength to the box, so it won't be easy to crush. Okay. So I'll do the other one. Now I've got that done. Now I made these kind of sticks. They're less than 6 inches long, and they're just filled with construction sand. They're just paper towel filled with construction sand, and this is going to be a little weight on the bottom of the box. They're kind of like my 2.5D next walls, right? So now I will hot glue the end there and let it set up. And the edges of the box you can like fill in with the hot glue, so it makes it nice and sturdy. Okay, just pop your little nozzle in there. Pop your little nozzle in there. Yeah, I just said that. Okay, so now we'll hold that. And we got a nice square box. And we got the weight on the bottom, so that's great. That keeps these from sliding around too much. Now I'll just fill in some of those places. There's some little holes at the end. I'm just going to fill those in with hot glue. Little blobble doer. Just hold it. Let it dry up. All right. Nice. Now we're ready to paint. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray paint this in flat black. And here we go. Here's our box. And I missed a few places on the edge, so I'm going to use my craft acrylic paint and get in those edges that I missed. Sometimes it's hard to get in every single nook and cranny with the spray paint, right? Okay. Nice. All right, now we're ready. Now I have my stamp. This is my kind of standard wooden stamp that I use for our wooden tiles. And I'm going to use some just brown here. Load the stamp and then pop it down there. Now I did get this roller thing to help push the stamp down, but you can see it didn't quite fill in the whole stamp. I'm going to kind of do it again there. There we go. there's still a few pieces missing, so I'm going to use a brush and kind of drag the tan through the still wet brown, and it gives a nice blending effect, right? That looks pretty good. Gives some nice variation in color to the wood. I'll do the same thing. I'll just keep working my way around the box. It's basically just a 3D, tile, right? Because it's got the two sides and then the edges. So it's just, yeah, it's just a tile in 3D. So you're kind of doing double the work, but hey, it's worth it. So I'm just filling those in. You can see there's a little over 6 inches, right? So I'm having to kind of fill that in. And I'm alternating the top, the turning the stamp there to alternate it. That different board effect. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the edge, except I'm not actually going to turn it on the edge. I'm just going to leave it the same direction. And then just fill it in as you need to. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. You just drag it right across there. And being still wet, it blends right in. And then do the edge there. Like I said, it's a little over 6 inches. Okay, there we go. Nice looking. Now I got my stone stamp, and I'll just basically do the same thing. And I have my different colors. I use my stone, my gray, my light gray, a tan, and my burnt umber. Let's kind of load that up. Push it down. And see, I got all those nice colors on there. So it just look like gray stone, right? So doing the same thing. Now sometimes you'll miss spots too, and you can just fill that in a little bit, stone. Since these are kind of look like random stones, and there's the edge, I can just fill that in. Just so easy to do. There you go. I hope you like those, and make sure you watch 26 to see what these look like in the setup. Another way you can protect all the work you put in this investment was that you can spray these with a matte sealer and give a nice protection on these. Go forth and craft.